Hello. Today we're going to go over artifacts, just some basic stuff. Maybe some extra things too. So this isn't going to be a here's the best build or thing. This is just basically for people that want to build their own builds, right? And not watch a YouTube video that tells them how to do it, right? Right? There are some of us out there like that. So when you look at artifacts, right? Let's go ahead and select this guy right here. This flower has HP on it. Okay, that's the main stat. These four down here are your secondary stats. These are always going to be random. And they can evolve as you level it up. You have some items that have defense, some items have HP, some items have attack percent, some items have flat attack, some items have energy recharge. So you always hear people saying, well, you're going to want energy recharge, or you're going to want elemental mastery, or you're going to want just all attack. And then you're sitting here looking at stuff and you get an item like, or let's say you want, energy recharge. You got a clock right here with energy recharge on it, but then you're trying to get a feather and you're farming and farming and farming. You can't find it because it doesn't exist on the feathers. So I was trying to figure out how all the stats worked and what to look for. And I, for those of you that know me, already know what's coming. I logged all 3-star items. So I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Your flowers will always 100% of the time be flat HP, not HP percent, just flat HP, okay? And it'll go, if it's a 3-star flower, it'll max out at 1893. The stats are the same across the board. You're not going to get a 3-star flower with a different HP value. A 3-star flower is a 3-star flower. HP is always the same. It'll max out at 1893. I have not leveled up the 4-star or logged any of the leveling up process of the 4 stars or 5 stars yet. I will get this filled out. I don't know if any of you guys are curious about this, but once I do get it filled out, I'll have an image posted on Discord. It's not a big deal because nobody really cares what a level 4 clock is going to be if you have defense. But I have it all here anyways because that's what I do. Feathers will always be attack. Same thing. They will always start off at 28 attack and grow to 123 as a 3-star. The values get bigger and start bigger as a 4-star and 5-star. 3 stars can level up to level 12. 4 stars level 16, 5-star items, legendary items to level 20. If you're looking for attack percent, you can find it on a clock. HP percent on a clock. Defense on a clock. You can find those 3 on every item. So you can get attack, HP, and defense percent on the cups, the clocks, and your headpieces. Elemental mastery, I believe, is on all of them also. Elemental mastery, and then is it on the clock? It is. Energy recharge is only available on the clock. So if you're looking for energy recharge, you need to be looking for clocks. Why does this help? Because let's say you're looking for just a 4-set bonus item, right? That's the only thing that you have in your head is, oh, I have 15 of the Crimson Witch items, okay? So you've got plenty for all 5 slots. Well, let's say you wanted to have pyro damage. That's only available on your cup. And you have pyro damage on a bloodless cup. It's not Crimson Witch. You can put that cup on there, and you know to look for the cups instead of digging through all of your clocks or your face masks trying to figure out where you have pyro damage. It's only going to be on the cup. So you can put your Crimson Witch 4-set in your other 4 slots and then click on your cup and then dig through all your cups and find pyro. It was handy. I spent weeks trying to get electro damage on all 3 pieces until I sat down and started breaking it down and figuring out what's on what. So all of the elemental damages are on cups, along with physical damage. And this is a little irritating for crit builds, because you can only get crit on your crown, headpiece, face mask, whatever you want to call it. So crit rate can be rolled on a crown, crit damage can be rolled on a crown, and then healing bonus can be I've seen 1 healing bonus ever. So you can't, like, get a crit rate crown than a crit damage cup, which I would prefer to do that, but I feel like everybody would do that then. So the best way to handle crit, if you're going to go for crit, if you have a crit rate weapon, then you'll be looking for crit damage crowns. If you've got a crit damage weapon, you'll be looking for crit rate. You can also get a lot of these stats as secondary stats. They're smaller, but when you get God-rolled artifacts, see, like this guy's got defense, but then you have crit rate down here. So the crit rate can level up. This guy has a crit rate of 7%. This feather here has a crit rate of 3.9, crit damage 7.8, and then attack because it's a flower. So there's that. I know a lot of the endgame people up in AR 40 plus know this because you've been tinkering with gear just like I have, or you've watched other videos that might have mentioned it. I really haven't seen anything go over it, so it's there. It's there. Figured it out. I know I'm not the first, but I don't know if you guys know that. New players definitely do not. And if you're like me, you're sitting there looking for electro damage and you want to put it on all your pieces, you can't. You can only put it on your cup. Only your cup. Energy recharge, only on the clock. Healing percent. Crit, only on the mask. Headpiece. Crown. Another thing about artifacts. This guy right here has 2 secondary stats. Crit damage and attack. Every 4 levels when you evolve or enhance your artifact, it will gain a secondary stat. Up to 4 secondary stats. So at level 4, this will gain a 3rd one. Then at level 8, it'll gain a 4th stat. It's random, and your secondary stat can never be the same as the primary stat. So if you had crit damage up here, you're never going to get crit damage down here. You can get crit rate. If you have defense up here, you're not going to get defense, but you can get defense percent. Or it's reversed. You'll have defense percent up top. I think I have one. Yeah, for instance, this has a defense percent base stat, and then a substat of just flat defense. So that will work, but you're not going to see a defense percent down in a secondary. So, going back, this guy, you've got it to level 8, right? So now you have 4 total substats. When you get it to level 12, another 4 levels up, it'll randomly increase one of those substats. So there's a little bit of RNG going on there with what stats you're going to get, and then which one is going to get buffed, right? When you get an item that has crit rate and crit damage and attack on there, and then it gives you a defense, and it randomly upgrades the defense every time it upgrades, you want to cry. There's another thing that happens with artifacts. So this is a level 0 with 2 sub perks on it, right? Let's go up here. Here's a level 0 with 3 sub perks. So there's better items that drop. They're both level 0. This guy has 3, the other one has 2. So what does that mean? That means that when you level it up every 4 levels, this is going to get 1 extra increase, right? Because the other one's going to have, at level 4, it's going to add a stat. Level 8, it's going to add a stat. This is just going to add its final 4th stat at level 4. And then level 8, level 12, and level 16 are all increases. So this is a stronger artifact than an artifact that starts off with 2. And legendaries are the same way. You can get them to start off with 4 or 3. Technically, the level 4, all 4 level upgrades up to level 20 are going to be increasing all those substats instead of giving you a random one. Plus, also, you can look at it, and you don't have to guess what you're going to get. You know what you have. So, is this an item I want to upgrade? It depends on who I give it to. But, like, for instance, if this had crit rate, crit damage, and attack on here, I don't have to worry about what's going to be on there. I just upgrade it. So, if you want to swing by my Discord or my Twitter, eventually I'll have that spreadsheet in an image form. Maybe I'll just make a public spreadsheet, not sure yet. But that'll be available if anybody actually wants it. It's not a big deal. It's really, I don't know, whatever. But the other thing that I did is I've created a cheat sheet graphic for what it's worth. You can put it on your phone, you can look at it, I don't know. But that basically shows your flowers are always going to be HP, feathers, attack, clocks, attack percent, HP percent, defense percent, elemental mastery. You can see those 4 carry across all 3 items. And then you get energy recharge under the clock. You get elemental damage and physical damage under the cup. Then you get crit rate, crit damage, and healing percent under the crown. Hey. So for me, this helps out a lot when I'm making builds and playing around with stuff. So I don't have to waste time looking for things. Again, lately, depending on some of the characters I'm playing as, I'm liking to put energy recharge in the clock, and then I like to put either the elemental damage or physical damage in the cup, and then I'm usually almost always doing crit rate. I don't have any crit rate weapons that I'm using currently, so I need the crit rate to be up, and it makes a world of difference versus going just attack, attack, attack. But knowing where you can get the items really helps strategize on how you want to build your character. with that said, we'll be live tonight playing 1.1 on stream over at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about, we'll go till probably 2 a.m. That's kind of standard with the school week. Yeah, 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, West Coast, United States. You follow me on Twitter at SlyGumbi for news, updates, and goofiness. Like I said earlier, we got a Discord, got some graphics. People post a lot of info in there. We've got some builds. We've got memes. Just a handful of us, but we're good peoples. We're good peoples, I promise you. And with that, see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.